In this video, we'll take up the homework question on completing the square. Before I begin, I actually feel a little guilty because the title says completing the square, but the way I did these questions, I did not complete the square a single time. Okay, so on the test, you gotta be very careful. If it specifies you complete the square, you have to complete the square. You can't do the shortcut, the negative b over 2a method. Okay, but since none of these questions on this homework sheet specified I had to complete the square, then I didn't do so. But you know what, before a test, I would highly recommend you just to complete the square a few times, just so you know the method, okay? All right, so the first question is finding the constant term that will create your perfect square trinomial. So really just divide b by 2 and then square. For number 2, you're finding the coefficient of the middle term, which will complete the square. So if you know a and you know b, then you can solve for 2ab. For number 3, where you want to write the quadratic relation in vertex form and identify the vertex. So I rewrote all of them in vertex form, and I didn't write it in the vertex, but it's really 3, you know what? No, I'll just write it 3, 2 is the vertex. Here, vertex is -8, -50. Here, vertex is 5 over 2, -15 over 4. Vertex is 2, -11. So for all these, I just did negative b over 2a and solve for that. Solve for the y-corner vertex. Vertex is -½ -13 over 2, and oh wow, with 2 more. Vertex is -2 -1.4. I highly recommend you to do some by completing the square, just to see if you achieve the same answers that I have over here. Vertex is 3/5 and -6 over 25. Okay, for question 4, it's a very simple word problem. They give you the quadratic relation and they ask you for what the max height is and when is it achieved. Basically, it's a fancy way of saying what's the vertex. So the max height occur when x is 5/6. So that's the horizontal distance that's needed to achieve this maximum height. Question 5 is basically the same thing. When does max height occur, and what is it? So please find the vertex. Like I said, really try to practice completing the square a few times, because on the test, if they specify you have to complete the square, unfortunately that's the way you have to do it.